present, but they're not available today. They're not ready to present. So we are bringing you a surprise guest speaker, two of the most fabulous community volunteers that we have here in Livermore. And we're bringing forward this morning some timely information about the Stockmen's Association and the rodeo. And we have with us this morning Sheila Vagliano and of Livermore Sanitation, and I probably pronounced your last name wrong, but sorry. And we have Kathleen Mincer from Legacy Real Estate, and they are both highly engaged in community service. And I'll let them tell you a little bit more about what they've got going on right now. And thank you so much for stepping in last minute, ladies. We appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Good morning, Sherry. Thank you so much for the invitation. Kathleen and I are very excited to be able to speak this morning. As you said, my last name's Vagliano. It's tricky, that G, it gets you every time. As you said, I'm with Livermore Sanitation, and I love my job. It allows me to be out in the community and do education and outreach. And I recognize a lot of faces in the gallery today, and many of which that I work with and volunteer with. So this is really, really nice. My role with the Livermore Rodeo, my family attended the first Livermore Rodeo. So being a lifelong resident, I do love, and I'm very proud of that. Our rodeo, probably most of you have read our story. I spoke at the Memorial Day event, and not to make it long, but we started in 1918 with the rodeo. It was a project that came up because our city was assessed fees that they had to pay to the Red Cross during World War I. And our founding fathers, businessmen of Livermore, ranchers, farmers, came up with an idea of having a rodeo to raise those funds. First rodeo was held out north of Livermore near 580 on the Anderson Ranch. It was a success that first year. They were able to raise and exceed the amount of money that they needed for the rodeo, for the Red Cross, and the rest is history. Our rodeo is now held the second weekend in June, and it's been that for many, many years. And our tagline is the fastest rodeo. And a lot of people ask, well, what does that mean? And it's basically, we have 15 chutes, and we're able to continually keep the action going. So there's a lot of times when you watch rodeo on TV, there's lag time, and we're set up to where we're constantly able to put out performers and contestants and keep the action going. So our tagline came from that. We're very involved in the community. As you very well know, our rodeo has been around for many, many years and definitely engages in our community. We love being a part of that. One of the many things that we have that started in 2008 is our foundation. And Kathleen will speak to that here in a minute, but they have really taken us to the next level. We are so proud of our rodeo parade that the Rotarian Club, which happens to be mine, has started putting that on in, I think, 1977. They took that over from the rodeo because we just didn't have enough volunteers to do both. And they have made that an amazing event, and looking forward to that. Would you like a little rundown of what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
And just to step back a moment, we do have a lot of partnerships with businesses in town. We support, and we support them, they support us. So it's a very collaborative effort to help one another bring business to these individuals in town, as well as support our rodeo. So we've been very lucky in our community to have the support between the chamber, businesses, our city. The mayor's very, very supportive of our rodeo. So it's a great relationship. This year, and I'm going to let Kathleen talk a little bit about the foundation events, but it kicks off, we have Rodeo Week coming up. This Saturday will be an event, and I'm going to let Kathleen talk about that. But starting next week, we have our mixer on Wednesday. and I think it's almost sold out.
It is sold out.
It's sold out. And that's where we have our celebrity calf branding. It's kind of pretend with the paint, but we have a lot of local officials and celebrities. Many of our sponsors participate in that. And then Thursday, excuse me, we have our local slack. That's where our local cowboys come and compete. And it's kind of there's a lot of them. So there's a little process of elimination. The best times will come back during the performance on Saturday and Sunday. Friday is our pro slack. And so at 8 o'clock in the morning, all the professional cowboys come in and they compete in their events. So it's really interesting. We welcome if somebody wants to come down and watch. Unfortunately, there's no food or other things being sold, but it's great to see these professional athletes and their animals perform. Saturday morning, we have our parade. That's downtown Livermore, and I hope everyone's able to attend that. And then we also have our rodeo. The gates open at 3, or excuse me, at 11. The rodeo starts at 3. Yeah, oops. And that performance, it usually is about 2.5 hours. It depends. We have a full slate of contestants this year. So every event is packed. So we'll be definitely providing you some great entertainment. And then we repeat that again on Sunday. Tickets are on sale. We're getting close to being sold out for Saturday. We still have tickets for Sunday. A lot of the money, and not only with the foundation, but our rodeo board actually donates money as well to a lot of organizations in Livermore, supporting nonprofits. And I think when our foundation was founded, use that word twice, they've taken it to the next level. So I'd like to let Kathleen kind of take over and talk about what the foundation has done, not only for our reputation and our exposure, but also how they've given back to our community even more so.
Thanks, Sheila.
You're welcome.
Well, so I say in 2008, when they voted me as president of the foundation, I drew the short straw because I had no idea what I was doing, and running a nonprofit was a lot more entailed than I ever imagined. But here I am 17 years later as president, and it was a blessing. I've learned so much, and the outcome that we get to do in this community is huge. One of my passions was making sure that the money went back locally. And so I didn't want to send money off far, far away to projects and things alike, and then not know where the money went or what they did with it. So the first couple of years, we did support some far, far away stuff when it came to the military and some breast cancer awareness. But now I can say 100% that, and hot off the press, we had a meeting last night and our accountant came in, and to date, I have a favorite page of a report, of our financial report, which is about 25 pages long, but page 3 is my favorite because it tells me a snapshot of what we've given out to the community. So as of yesterday, we've given out $257,000 to this community, and 97,000 of that is local scholarships. And the scholarships are ag related. So if it touches dirt, it has 4 legs, 2 legs as an animal, then we support that in scholarships for young adults. And we do it for graduating seniors going into school, and even some adults. So if they take on an agricultural course, or if they take veterinary classes, farrier, for horseshoeing. So we've tried to make it broad for trade schools and for colleges of alike. So I'm pretty proud with that. We give money to the VFW here in Livermore. 7265 is their post number. And that money goes to help support folks that are right here in this community that are part of Livermore VFW. One of our really big things that people don't even know about is that we are a Tough Enough to Wear Pink rodeo. We're sponsored nationally for that. And the money goes to a program through Valley Care Stanford, and the money's earmarked. So there's a store in Pleasanton called Marzel's, And if you walk in and you've had a mastectomy done, reconstructive surgery, something that's gone, and you can't quite afford the medical procedure to bring back prosthesis or whatever, and if you have any hint when you're inside Marzell's that you may not be able to afford a bra or any kind of support services you need after surgery, then the Livermore Rodeo Foundation Fund pays for that. And so it's pretty cool that I know that to date, we've put about $50,000 into that program. And so it's pretty cool that that money goes directly to somebody that may be walking around in our community. And that to me is a blessing. We've supported the local FFA, 4-H clubs. There's just a ton of stuff that if it's ag related, we're figuring out how we can support them locally.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so for us, for the foundation, what kicks off this week is this Saturday, we're going to crown some new princesses. If you see me around town, I have a royalty court that follows along with me. So I have 10 local girls from Livermore running, and we'll crown up to 6 of them this Saturday. My 6 current princesses will give up their crown. That night is not a great night because there's a lot of tears because the girls are 7 to 12 years old. But they have to be a Livermore resident, but they don't have to ride a horse. They don't have to be ag. It can be any little girl that's 7 to 12 that wants to run. So that's this Saturday night, and we have 400 people attending. So that'll be a great kickoff. The couple of things that we don't talk about so much but Rotary clubs here in Livermore, Tuesday morning, the morning club will be serving breakfast for them out at the rodeo grounds, and Sheila and I both wear a cattlewoman hat. So the cattlewomen are cooking breakfast on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we're doing it for the noon Rotary Club. We're cooking lunch. So that's our cattlewomen connection through this rodeo thing. And then Friday, my biggest fundraiser on the foundation is called the Cowgirl Luncheon. And we have 600 ladies attending this year for a day of lunch, and they get pampered by cowboys, Livermore Police Department. Chief Young has graciously gotten a sign up of young police officers that are coming. Livermore Pleasanton firefighters are coming to serve. And so there's a Fremont Fire Foundation, and they come and help as well. So yeah, 600 women get lunch, and cowboys serve them, and it's a great time, and it is our biggest fundraiser. So there's that on Friday all afternoon. And then on Sunday morning, we're bringing back this year Cowboy Church, and Deacon Dave, we just met with him the other day, so he'll be doing church at 9 a.m. out at the rodeo grounds. So if you're out and about and you want to attend a different kind of church, come on by. It'll be in our barn. And then we kick off Sunday morning with Little Partners. So we do a special needs rodeo for some special needs kids here in town. And we have about 45 participants. Yep. They come out and they do stick pony riding. They get their pictures taken with a cowboy. They do all sorts of fun stuff. And then we get ready for our 3 o'clock performance. And then come Monday, a week from this Monday, I think we both collapsed, maybe on Tuesday, because we have to clean it up. And it's amazing how, when you talk about a group of volunteers, over the weekend, we probably have about 800 volunteers to put on the rodeo for both days. So on Monday, by Monday at 5 o'clock, you don't even know we had a rodeo. It's so put away. So if you have any questions, we're here to answer them. And thanks for having us.
Yes.
And we're excited. We're getting ready for rodeo week. I'm more excited about Tuesday, the 18th, but.
Yeah, wow. I know you guys had a lot of activities, but I didn't know that you had half of them that you just talked about.
Yes.
So that's great. And the different facets of the community that you service, during this rodeo time. This is wonderful. Thank you for that information. Anybody have any questions for the team? Over there?
When do you guys sleep?
Well, I have to say Cobalt Equipment,
Yes.
best partner we have for our rodeo. They give us a trailer, like a sleeping trailer.
I
And
know.
so, Sheila and I live on site
Site.
with a couple other ladies.
Yeah.
So four ladies, dusty, dirty, cranky. We still function and get along,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're some pretty good friendships that are
Yeah.
built, and some memorable stories. Some we don't ever talk
No,
about.
yeah, kind
I
of what
bet.
goes on at the rodeo ground stays at the rodeo grounds, kind of like Vegas.
But I
Well,
have
we're
to
so-
say, one of the coolest things that I think every year is that when it's peaceful and quiet out there and we have just a little bit of a glow of the lights on the arena, and when our stock contractor lets those animals in the arena to just run and get a little bit of exercise, it is the most amazing, surreal moment ever to see all the horses running. Then they're put away and you'll see the cows and the bulls out there. I mean, it is like the perfect moment. So I think if we sit back during the week and we have those moments,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool because
Mhm.
it's the behind the scenes that we get to see that we're blessed to be a part of.
We work with an amazing stock contractor that, you know, his animals are his lifeblood and they're his babies, the horses, the bulls, you know, and it is just incredible. You know, they're all fat and sassy and you can just see how well they're cared for and it shows. He has an amazing crew and we're very blessed to have this incredible gentleman and him and his wife provide that. And again, as Kathleen said, you know, I run a cow-calf operation, so I see cows and horses every day, but when you see the level of care and just the exquisite condition of these animals, it is, and you're in awe. You are in
Yeah.
awe.
Wonderful. I think Tracy had a question for you.
I did. Well, one, I want to be one of those 600 women that are getting taken care of. So apparently I need to get myself a new cowgirl hat beyond that. But two, ladies, I didn't know the extent to the rodeo and especially the foundation and all those programs. Hat off to you in making that happen. Wow. What a, it's just amazing that you're giving back to the communities that way and in so many different ways. I love hearing about the scholarship program as well to maybe even for our future farmers and all of that. I would love to talk with you, Kathleen. Specifically, I am working on wooing a eco farm conference away from Monterey and trying to bring it here to Alameda County, and would love to talk to you about maybe being, you know, presenters, speakers, be they have scholarships as well for getting that next group. It's those future theater lovers, those future entertainment and horse and cow and what'd you say, anything that touches dirt.
Yeah.
So anyway, congratulations. Looking forward to the events.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
One thing I didn't mention, we do, I was talking about partnerships. You know, if we have a hotel that, Hawthorne Suites that works with us if we need rooms for any of our like stock contractors, et cetera. It just depends. But it's just incredible how our community is so supportive and the connections that we have built over the years. And it makes me very proud. I was actually the first woman president for the Livermore Rodeo in its existence. So that was what, 21, 22, I think it was. So it's incredible. I'm very proud of that. And now my son is involved in the, you know, helping put on the rodeo as well. So it is a family affair and very proud of that. Kathleen mentioned the little partners. One thing she didn't mention was we bring very gentle horses and those kids work very hard. A lot of them, you know, they have to do therapy and exercises to be able to get on that horse. And a lot of the families share with us how that's impacted their life and it gives them goals and things to reach toward. And I'm always so touched if you're ever out on Sunday morning and you have some time to come out and watch that and you've got tickets, you can come a little early. It does your heart good to see that. And we treat them, they get a little buckle, they get, I think they get a trophy. Again, local businesses help sponsor us. Bothman's Western Wear is a big supporter. And the foundation is under their umbrella, but it's incredible the different businesses that reach out and help make that possible. So it's very, very nice.
That's how this whole thing ties in as to what we do. And that's the connection of the businesses through a historical event that is part of the community. And that's why you are great, and we are so grateful for all the effort and time, because it is time that you give. And we are very happy and blessed to have you participate in different things. And the more we educate, the more, people learn what is it that happens. And then so many times people have the wrong perception that you are such a great net, you connect the businesses. This is something that brings people to our town and to the city, and the businesses benefit from it.
Yeah, so I think the mayor has a question for you.
So not a question, a comment. First off, congratulations being recognized by the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame.
We didn't bring it out.
Very cool. I mean, we've been around for over 100 years, and it's about time. So and loved your explanation of the fastest rodeo. I get asked that a lot. But I had a great experience last year. I had an opportunity to tour the rodeo grounds with one of the stock contractors, the guy that brings in the animals. And what was remarkable, we're talking about 1,500-pound bulls, these massive animals. And, he knows the names of all of them.
Yeah.
I think I see a cow and I see a horse, and they all look kind of like the same to me. But he knew the names of every one of them. He knew the personalities. He knew which bull or which horse would be better in which event, because he understood the personality. And what struck me was the genuine affection that he had for every one of these animals. I mean, we're talking about a 1,500, 1,800-pound bull, and the genuine affection that he had for them, and the fact that he really cared about the well-being of each one of them, that was remarkable. And the fact that he had such a personal connection to each one of them. I said, when there's that grand entry and you see all those animals come in, but the fact that he knew every one of them and knew every personality, it just showed how much there was that connection to each one of them. So that was remarkable. It was a great experience. So thank you for that.
Well, you're so welcome. And I sent the invitation again to you and your staff. So hopefully you'll be able to attend this year. It'll be Thursday from 4 to 5. And so I hope that you're able to squeeze that in. I know you're a busy gentleman, but we'd love to have you again.
Wonderful. Yeah, so also remember, June 15th, Sunday is Father's Day. So take your father to the rodeo. Or your husband or your son or whoever that man is in your life. Take him to the rodeo. I'm sure they'd have a great time over there.
Yep.
So thanks again, Kathleen and Sheila, stepping in at the last minute and bringing us all this wonderful information, and a lot of us have been here for a long time and we didn't know what we didn't know. So thank you for
Thanks for having us.
Thank
It's our
you.
pleasure.
Yeah, it is our pleasure.
Absolutely. So we're going to conclude the meeting for today. We are going to be recessed in July for the business